your slides?
Oh, I can send you a PDF version if you want a PDF version of it.
There's just sometimes the main ones I would like to have instead of having to write stuff down.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely. And
Cool.
I've now that I'm recording each of these, I'm posting them to YouTube. So if anybody misses a specific class or whatever, they want to go back, it's a private YouTube. So I don't think you could like search it or whatever, but I can just send you links for any classes if anybody wants any classes that they want to either watch again or that they've missed.
Okay.
So the last couple are, I think there's two or three up there now.
And if you have the link for one, do you have the link for all?
That's an excellent question.
You sent me a link once. I don't know if I can access all of them or just that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'll try.
We'll do a test run. I'll give Jackson the link and get him to test run and see, because I did start a YouTube channel. I know.
Cool.
I'm so technical now with my YouTube channel. But yeah, let me see if it, because once you get on the channel, maybe you can see all of them.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right, ladies. So we are here talking about essential oils and pain. So my caveat to this evening's class always is, seek the attention of a medical professional anytime you are dealing with any level of pain. I'm going to share recommendations for oils and products that doTERRA sells that will support you as you manage any type of pain that you may be dealing with, or anybody in your family may be dealing with. But I always encourage you to, take that partnership with your either functional medicine or natural medicine doctor to get support, especially if you're thinking about taking any sort of supplements that would be taken internally. All right, so first things first. When you think about pain, there's sort of three generalized buckets that we can talk about pain in terms of. So the first one is chronic pain. So it's just a part of my daily life, right? There's many people that deal with chronic pain, whether that's joint pain or, could be muscle pain, anything like that. Back pain is a pretty common one, I think. Then there's emotional pain, right? The struggle is real. The heaviness is real. I think there's a lot of people that are dealing with this and facing this now more so than ever before. This pandemic has really bubbled a lot of that up to the surface for people. And then there's occasional pain. So, you have good days and bad days. Maybe your knee hurts one day, it doesn't hurt the next day. I'm feeling this lately with my hip. I had some hip issues before, and now I'm finding that as Kyle and I are walking so much every morning, I do find there's days where like, yeah, you know what, it hurts a little bit today, but the next day it may not necessarily. So more of an occasional pain. So just encourage you to think about it in terms of a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, minimal to no pain, and then 10 being, I have a high level of pain in this area. The one thing to think about is that chronic pain is really brought on by oxidative stress, or can be exacerbated by oxidative stress. And oxidative stress can be brought on by the foods that we eat, the sugar in our diet, processed foods, alcohol consumption. It can be impacted by other medications that somebody may be taking, and exposure to chemicals as well. Okay, so we really want to think about, if we're thinking about chronic pain as a specific example, it really is about, a healthy diet, eating a natural diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, all of those pieces that will help to also support in those areas for us for, overall general holistic health and wellness. Oh, my advance isn't working tonight. Okay, so when we think about the pyramid and the lifestyle pyramid, I always like to go back to this because I think, the foundation really is eat right. If we're eating right, we're eating a well-balanced diet, organic where we can, clean where we can. Nobody's perfect, myself absolutely included. If we bake another cookie in this house, I don't know. Now with Harry baking pies, he's taken it up to a whole other level in this house. But really, eating right is classic, right? Exercise and weight management are key. Rest and managing our stress, reducing our toxic load, So again, that toxic load is, are we living a green lifestyle from the standpoint of, are you aware of the chemicals that you're bringing into your home, whether that's through cleaning products, beauty care products, that sort of thing? And how can you over time make simple swaps and switches to really start to reduce the amount of toxicity that's coming into your home, right? We're exposed to so much of it when we leave our homes that the less that we bring into our homes, obviously, the better for us, right? And then we always talk about lifelong vitality. Obviously, the lifelong vitality pack, Alpha CRS, Z Omega, and the Microplex VMZ. So the vitamin, the omegas, and your essential oils, really in support of that eat right. From a nutrient standpoint, we are often nutrient starved. And so that lifelong vitality pack is really the starting point for us when we talk about anything in this lifestyle. And really from a chronic pain standpoint, helps to support, well, whether it's chronic pain, occasional pain, and even emotional pain, helps to support from the inside out. Oh, my little cursor's not working tonight. Okay. Okay, so if we talk about just lifelong vitality, as I was starting to allude to, so from a chronic pain standpoint, lifelong vitality can support with bone health, with joint function, and with comfort. There's many people that who have suffered with chronic joint pain specifically, who after being on lifelong vitality, taking those supplements over an extended period of time, have marked a significant reduction in that pain, which is amazing. Emotional pain, really coming through from mental clarity and brain function, just that support that we're going to see. For me, lifelong vitality, I think, when I think about me taking it, my personal experience has been improved sleep, improved digestion. And when your body is feeling better, then it's like physical health and mental health, there has to be this great balance, right? And when one gets out of skew, they both tend to get out of skew. So for me, that's really where I look at it from an emotional pain standpoint. And then occasional pain, obviously, the vitamins and the minerals and the omegas that we're supporting our bodies with, that's really going to help us in those times where we are experiencing any sort of occasional pain. So we're going to go through a few different recommendations for different products that doTERRA covers so that you guys are aware of the products that are available. If you're on LRP, if you're looking to, create little LRP kits or wellness boxes, as we call them, here are some examples if you are thinking about targeting pain specifically. The one thing, and we'll go through each of these individually, the one thing that I do want to say is that a lot of the supplements, unfortunately, are available only through the US. So we have very limited availability of the supplements here in Canada, but they are available through the US. You can create an LRP or just a regular one-time order through the US. And if you are looking at doing sort of alternating a US and a Canada LRP, you can easily do that through customer service and have both going, and you don't necessarily have to use both in the same month. So don't feel like you have to be placing 2 LRPs a month. I have both. I have a Canada and a US because there are certain supplements that I do take, and so I purchase those out of the US. So the first one is joint pain. So when we think about joint pain, the 3 products, LLV is going to come up in all of them. So lifelong vitality. So we'll leave it at that. But the additional products really from a joint pain standpoint, turmeric. So the turmeric double capsule. So this is the double capsule. So the turmeric double capsule, I actually take this. I take it for my elbow. I take one every morning. It's been a game changer, I find, for the pain that I was experiencing back in the fall in my elbow. The difference with this product versus what's available on the marketplace or just in using doTERRA's turmeric oil, because you can certainly still use doTERRA's turmeric oil, is that the turmeric capsule has not only the oil in it, but it also has the extract. And so turmeric extract has additional benefits. So this way you're getting both of them in one supplement. And because it's double encapsulated, it's going to get all the way through your intestine to get to where it needs to. Did you raise your hand, Nicole? No.
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. I was like, it's okay. You don't have to raise your hand. Very teacher-like, though. I appreciate it. And then, so there's turmeric capsules, deep blue, which Carolyn, you were at the class where deep blue just blew up. That was like the thing of that class with Marg and everybody else at that class. And it's definitely one of my favorites. Like, I love this one, like sore back, sore knees, all the things. Deep blue is just great for that. And I love that it's in the rub, which is great. And then there's also the deep blue polyphenols. So the deep blue polyphenols are only available through the US. They are, again, a supplement, so it's encapsulated. And I just want to share with you guys, so in this complex, this deep blue complex, there's frankincense, turmeric, ginger tea, green tea, ginger, pomegranate, grapeseed, and it is designed specifically for aching muscles and occasional discomfort. So this would be something that somebody would take after a really like intense workout. If somebody's doing like a HIIT program or something like that, they might want to be taking something like deep blue if they're dealing with that kind of pain. So then from joint pain, we shift to muscle pain. So again, you're going to see similarities as we go through each of these options. So lifelong vitality, obviously continuing. Turmeric is going to continue to support that. You're going to see deep blue in here again, so the deep blue rub. And then what's been added into here is copaiba and marjoram. So copaiba soft gels, I think I've talked to you guys before about copaiba oil. I love copaiba oil. I see you nodding, Carolyn. Are you using copaiba oil right now, Carolyn?
I use it in my muscle blend, and I was taking it internally with my flu capsules when the flu first started to come through, not this COVID thing, but the regular flu. Because I was having a lot of neck pain, just because.
Yeah.
And it was good. So I don't take it every day now. But, well, I think is it in the dream blend? I can't remember.
Yeah. I think
so I do use it every day then.
Yeah. What's in your muscle roller? Do you remember?
I wrote it down. I make it myself. So I put copaiba, I put deep blue, I put a little bit of cinnamon, I put Allison's gonna have to help me maybe. It's Allison, do you remember?
That would be a no.
I have it written down so I don't forget. But I put about 4 or 5 things together, and I put a little in fractionated oil, and then I put it on.
That's awesome.
And I have a straight version, which I put in with arnica gel instead. So I make a muscle gel with oils and arnica gel.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Rub on.
That's so good. Cinnamon's a great option. And actually, that's interestingly enough, cinnamon doesn't come up in here, but it's a great option for that. I love that. So copaiba, so there's the soft gel, there's the oil. The oil I've often used, I think I've shared this example, when for sleep, I use copaiba. I just really think it helps to soften up that crazy monkey brain, but it's also incredible for any sort of muscle pain. So love it. And then marjoram. And so, go ahead, Audie.
The copaiba, back to it, and you say you use it at bedtime. Do you apply it like you would for the temples, or what do you use it as?
So if I'm taking the oil, I just do a drop under my tongue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I put it on my feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put frankincense on my feet.
Yeah. Just layer them all up. It's the symphony of the cells.
The symphony of the cells. All right.
Yep.
I like that.
So yeah, copaiba, calming and soothing, supportive to the nervous system. So then marjoram. So marjoram, I have never used, you guys. For me, marjoram, when I read it, I was like, oh, my initial response to marjoram is it's like a cooking oil. Like it struck me more as like a spice that I would have a familiarity with it with cooking. It's actually, so in Greek and Roman history, it's actually known as the oil of happiness. Interesting. I didn't know that. So there's your little fun fact for the evening. And it's valued for its calming properties and positive benefits when used in soothing massage. So there we have it. If anybody buys marjoram and if you try it, definitely let me know. I have no idea. I actually have to check my oils. I do think I have it, but haven't used it. So I need to try it out. So then from muscle pain, all right, we shift into emotional pain. And so there's been a lot of conversation, obviously, you guys, as I said at the onset of this, you know, through the pandemic and through everything, I think that we have just seen emotions rise up for a lot of people, right? And people are dealing with either, you know, the highs or the lows, you know, and those highs and lows can, I mean, you know, it can be changing on an hourly basis depending on what's happening for any one person. So emotions is a, you know, I did an entire class, you know, if you were on it around emotions, it is one of the ones I think that's saved. And then I did a Facebook Live on it. But the products definitely that I would recommend for anybody who is looking for emotional support would be adaptive. That is 100% my go-to for anybody now. I have used all three of the products in the adaptive collection. So there is the oil, the 15 ml oil, there's the roller, so it's pre-diluted, so you can just roll it on. And then there is the supplement. I think I shared on, I don't know if it was last week's class or a class previous, but a girlfriend of mine is afraid to fly. And so she very often will use adaptive when she's getting on a plane because she just feels like, you know, 2 of those capsules and it's just enough to bring her down so she's not white knuckling the entire flight, right? That she has that level of calm. It is such a beautiful blend with osmanthus and wild orange and sweet gum. There's so many beautiful elements to adaptive that it just has a really gorgeous aroma as well. There's lavender in it, there's copaiba in it, there's spearmint in it. So some really great oils that I think we're all aware of what those oils do, but bring them together and they're a really powerful combination. So they're really the answer to reducing stress and tension and to help people as they are adapting to new situations and uncomfortable situations, which I think, you know, what we're all in right now is a great example of that. The other thing is really to diffuse. I think that diffusing is one of the best ways to really support your emotions. And what I love about it is that it doesn't just support your emotions, but it supports anybody in your home. So you can be impacting and affecting the mood throughout your home without anybody else kind of being involved in the activity, right? You fill up the diffuser, you get it going, and as everybody's breathing in that aroma in your home, they're getting the benefits of it, whether they know it or not. So a couple of the oils that I would recommend for that would include, obviously you can certainly diffuse adaptive. The other one is Elevation. So Elevation comes from the aromatherapy collection that doTERRA has. Elevation is just a diffuser blend. It's purely a diffuser blend. And it's really about elevating mood and increasing energy. So it is part of that collection for aromatherapy. In that blend, there's lavender, melissa, ylang ylang, osmanthus, there's tangerine, there's LMA, which I had to look it up. I had never heard of LMA, and it's actually, LMA is reminiscent of frankincense. So very much that sort of resiny aroma that comes through it. Hawaiian sandalwood and then lemon myrtle is in there. So really Elevation is about uplifting energy, a sense of confidence. So really supporting that mood. And then frankincense. And I throw frankincense in here because I think a lot of times when people think about emotions, they're talking about, like, you know, uplifting emotions. And I talk about that all the time. I use wild orange and all of my citrus oils to really uplift mood. But there are moments where we just need to calm and we need to bring it down and we need a restorative period. And I would say frankincense would be a great oil for that, to be applied at the bottoms of the feet. You could do the pulse points with frankincense diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and then obviously to diffuse. I think it's a beautiful oil to diffuse. It does have that woodsy resin smell to it, aroma to it. So you have to get used to it. It is one of those ones that I find that you have to get used to. What are some of the...
Or Stephanie, you just love it right away. One of the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. I think it is one of those things. I think it is like it's a love. Well, we were talking about lemongrass, right, Carolyn?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I found my muscle blend. I have it here. You want to hear?
Yeah, please.
So 5 drops each of lemongrass, peppermint, Siberian fir, copaiba, wintergreen, and then 10 drops of deep blue.
Love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
What was the
Love
third
that.
one, Carolyn?
And then I add, for myself, I add the cinnamon, but with my experience with Lincoln, he gets as far away from cinnamon as humanly possible, so.
Awesome. All right. Did you have a question, Audie?
Yeah, I didn't hear the third one that Carolyn said. Said lemongrass.
Peppermint, Siberian fir.
Oh, Siberian fir. Okay, thank you.
I love Siberian fir. That candle I made with Siberian fir is awesome, by the way. Side note.
Oh, I bet.
Side note. Okay, and then finally digestive pain. And this doesn't come up as, you know, in the initial start of it, but I think digestion is something that a lot of people are dealing with, whether that's based on, you know, just their internal gut health or what they're eating. So a great recommendation on dealing with any sort of digestive pain would be Terrazyme. We've talked about Terrazyme before. It really is that digestive blend. I think there's an amazing YouTube video on Terrazyme and what it does to really break up the foods in your stomach to ensure that you can encourage proper digestion. So Terrazyme is a supplement that I take at every meal to really help promote that healthy digestion and to really help our systems, because as we know, 80% of our overall health comes from our gut. So when our gut health is out of whack, it really is going to impact the rest of our body. And so we're going to see, you know, pain and illness and all sorts of things sort of arise when your gut isn't in good health. PB Assist is the probiotic. I also call out, there is the PB Assist Junior, which looks like a little pixie stick, available through the US. Great for certainly great for kids. Harry takes it every morning, but I think it's also great for anybody who doesn't like to swallow a pill or a supplement. That's a great option for sure. And then there's the Digest Zen or Zengest, the oil. That can be applied topically. You can put a drop of it in a mug of, like, with green tea or just with water. I love that after a big meal. I just find that drop of Digest Zen really helps to support digestion and really settle the stomach, especially if you're experiencing any sort of bloating or gas after a big meal. That's a great way to support your body. Tamer is the children's version of Digest Zen, so it's pre-diluted fractionated coconut oil. It's available on its own or in the kids collection. I do recommend this one for anybody who's looking for something that's even more heavily diluted. There's obviously less of the oil in this one and more fractionated coconut oil, so it's highly diluted. But again, an excellent roll-on. It does come in the 10 ml roller bottle. And then the peppermint. So the peppermint is a little tiny capsule. It's a soft gel, and it includes doTERRA's certified pure therapeutic grade peppermint oil. It's coated, so it has an enteric coated soft gel, which allows it to go right through the intestine to really be able to support digestion. So that's really important when you're taking any sort of supplement, is you want to make sure that you're actually going to be able to get it to where it needs to go in order to support your gut health. So just as a, sciencey bit, an enteric coating is actually a polymer barrier applied on an oral medication that prevents its dilution or dissolution in the gastric environment. So there's our very scientific spiel for the class. But yeah, peppermint is, I actually have these. I got them in the convention kit. I really like these ones. I think they're great if you're dealing with any just sort of digestive upset. I used to actually take them when I was traveling quite a bit. I would have them in my carry-on because, when you're traveling and you're just like, you're eating meals at weird times and you're probably eating out more than you would normally, this is a great one to have for that situation. And then head tension. This is a pain that like so many people suffer from and deal with on the regular basis, right? Whether that's just, you know, head tension, climate change, you know, chronic migraines that people deal with. So a few products that I would recommend, Copaiba, again, whether it's in the soft gel or the oil. I find the oil very effective for this. I would say a drop under the tongue, or as I do with frankincense, a drop on the thumb and push to the top of the mouth. It's going to cross that brain barrier really quickly. Frankincense, the same thing. And both Copaiba and frankincense, always remember, these are booster oils. So any oil that you're using, maybe you're using peppermint for head tension, to combine that with frankincense or with Copaiba is really going to give it that powerful hit that boosts up the therapeutic benefits of the peppermint in this example that you're using. So if I'm dealing with any sort of head tension, I do the roller of peppermint like on the temples, sort of across the forehead, up the neck, and then I follow that with either frankincense or Copaiba. Typically with frankincense, that tends to be my go-to for headache. There's two other products, Past Tense, which is actually like a tension blend. It's already blended up. And I'm trying to remember what's in it. Hold on one sec. Double check my little, oh, I don't think I printed it out. It's a pre-blend. I think it has rosemary, peppermint, lavender, and it is used specifically for head tension. So if this is something that you face on a regular basis, maybe you're not finding peppermint is solving it for you, Past Tense may be a blend that you would want to try. It's only available in the 10 ml roller. So really easy, convenient, pre-diluted, and you can just like roll it on. And then eucalyptus, which eucalyptus as a recommendation here sort of surprised me, but when I sat back and thought about it, you know, eucalyptus we know has that capability to really open up the airways. It is very soothing. So I think, you know, if you were thinking about like, you know, if you're dealing with any sort of head tension, you want to have a bath, eucalyptus would be a beautiful oil to use for that, really just to help calm as you're dealing with any sort of head tension, and a great one to diffuse as well. All right. So a headache guide that I wanted to share, because I think this is kind of the most common pain and tension that people will, you know, deal with. So a couple of reminders. So there's multiple different kinds of headaches, right, that we deal with. Sinus headaches. So sinus headaches typically, you know, behind the forehead, you're going to get it in around the cheekbones, right? You get it right. You hear people describe it like it's right in here, that sinus headache. Reach for peppermint in that situation. I think that's probably your go-to. If you're feeling that cluster headache, so the pain is in and around the eyes, if you've ever felt that, reach for frankincense. If you're dealing with a tension headache, you know, the one that you really feel it's kind of coming up through the shoulders and the neck, you can kind of feel like, I don't know, I always say like it feels like your head is in some sort of, you know, I don't know what that technical term is. I should ask my son who takes shop, but you know, like just cramming your head, right?
A vice.
Pardon?
Vice.
A vice, that's it. Yes, that vice grip on your head. That's one where you could really reach for past tense. Past tense would be a great one in that option. And then if you're dealing with migraine headaches or migraine pain, typically that, you know, migraines are different because they come with this, you know, pain, plus you also, you know, sometimes feel the nausea that would come with it. I would add in the deep blue. I love deep blue along the shoulders and up the neck. I would do peppermint under the tongue, so a drop of peppermint under the tongue, and that frankincense to the roof of the mouth, as I've talked about before. The peppermint definitely would help with the nausea. So as much as the peppermint for me is great for headache, if you're dealing with that nausea that sometimes comes with a migraine, peppermint would be a great option to go to. And then there's two other little roller blend options here, or options. So there's what we're calling the pain relief soft gel. So if you have the doTERRA veggie caps, you can get those on the Canada or the US website. I think it's $5 for a bottle of like 60 of them, so you can create your own little supplements. You could do 3 drops of marjoram and 3 drops of Copaiba with 2 drops of frankincense, and that would be like taking your own little pain relief all natural solution. Another one is if you were looking for something in a roller bottle. So I love a roller bottle just because of how convenient they are. So I like to have different blends made up. You could do a blend of peppermint, frankincense, rosemary, and lavender. And that would be great for pain relief if you were dealing with any sort of head tension or headaches. Okay. So I want to remind you guys, you have all the resources available to you. So certainly I will make these slides available to you, but each of you guys should at this point have a copy of the supernatural recipe guide that Ange Peters made. I sent that out via email. If you don't have it, let me know, drop me a note. If you've deleted it, whatever, I'll send it to you again. It's like a 110-page ebook. It's amazing. And on page, I think it was page 47 or this is page 50 of her guide, is where all of this came from with the headaches. There's a sore muscle salve. There's a menstrual cramp support. I mean, there's all kinds of different options in here. It's just about taking the time to kind of read through it and become familiar with what's available in it. The other resource that I always, want to go back to is the Essential Life book, as well as the app. And the app is super convenient. It's easy to use. It's available on Android and iOS. And I know for iPhone, it's like $7 for the year subscription. So it's a super cheap app if you're looking to add something. What I like about it is the convenience of, you can go into the app and you can literally type in like an oil. So if you want to know how to use peppermint, you can just type in peppermint and it gives you like the top 5 uses. But the same thing, you could go in and you could type in, menstrual cramps, and it would give you the top 5 solutions or oils that you could use to support yourself with that. And so there's multiple different things, and it's also community driven. So people will upload different roller bottle recipes or different suggestions on things you can be using. So it's always, the app is always being updated with new information. And then I just want to remind everybody, doTERRA launched, as we were talking about pain and all of the different products that are available, doTERRA launched in the month of May an update a promo, I guess, to the Loyalty Rewards program. So as you guys know, being part of the Loyalty Rewards program, you're placing an order every month. There's no minimum to the order that you place as long as you place an order. So I always say to people, if you're in a month where you don't really want to spend a ton of money, or you don't feel like you need anything, like, order a lip balm or a lemon oil or something that's, at a relatively low cost, but it's going to keep your LRP going. Over the period of 13 months is really how you build up your rewards, right? So at the beginning, you're earning 10% back on your purchases and points. That goes to 15 to 20, and eventually it gets to 30% at 13 months. This promotion that doTERRA is offering this month for the next 3 months is if you place an order in May of 100 PV, you place an order in June of 100 PV, and then you place an order in July of 100 PV, you will forever be at that 30% rewards back. So you're not going to have to wait the 13 months. You're immediately going to be bumped up into that 30% back in points rate. So it's like you've bumped up like 9 months ahead, or, like if you've already been in LRP for like 3 months, you're going to do another 3 months and then you're going to be there. So it's kind of bumping you to the front of the line on getting those points back to you. And then for life, any qualifying purchase that you make through LRP, you're going to get your 30% back on points. So good thing to kind of map out. I know we've just come out of BOGO, and so people are like, I've got all this stuff coming in the mail if it ever shows up. We're Canada Post. It's not me, I promise, it's Canada Post. But yeah, everybody's feeling like, I got all this stuff coming out. Be really strategic over the next 3 months, right? Really think about, okay, what are the things that, I might want to purchase? Plan it out. I'm here to help if you need support, so that you can really make sure that you're capitalizing on this 100 PV. And always remember, if you bump it to 125, you're going to get the free product of the month. But the 100 is kind of the threshold over the next 3 months to make sure that you get bumped up into that 30%. Okay. And then wellness education series, our continuing education series. So we've covered off now, I have oils, now what, nutrition and supplements, toxic-free living, skincare, and oils for pain. I also did a Facebook on stress, sleep, and emotions, but we'll come back and we'll do that. So we've got a few more still to go, oils for every age, and then women's health and hormones. And I am looking to hopefully bring in a guest speaker for women's health and hormones. So hoping that'll be a really great one for everybody, because that's a near and dear one to my heart for sure. But just want to remind you guys, keep track of the ones that you've attended. It's an honor system. I'm not taking attendance for anybody here, but we want to take attendance because at the end of this, you earn a certificate of achievement that you've attended continuing education. And, you know, if the certificate on your fridge isn't enough, ladies, there's a prize. So there will be a gift from me to anybody who completes all 8 of the courses. And bear in mind, as I said, I'm uploading them to YouTube. So if you're not available and you want to catch them on YouTube, just let me know that you watched it. Or once the 8 is done, I'm going to start this series all over again, because ideally, you know, new people will be joining us and dropping into the class as available and as new people enroll. So this will just be ongoing. It may not necessarily be Monday nights. We'll wait and see how that works out scheduling wise, but you know, it's just going to continue to go. So you can jump in and catch any that you've missed. And so my quote for today, the struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. And I think this is a good one for all of us as we are dealing with the current pandemic situation. And so that's my spiel. Ladies, use oils, share oils, teach others how to use the oils. If we all can do that, we'll be in great shape.
Great.
So, questions? Oh, thank you. You ladies are so sweet to me. Hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing here for a second. What are we doing? End the show. There we go. We're ending the show. I'm gonna bring you guys back here. Oh, what's happening? It doesn't want to do it for me tonight, ladies. Oh no, we don't want to do that. I almost canceled out. Okay, so any questions for anybody? Anything I didn't cover off?
No, we're good.
We're good?
Well done.
Yeah.
Good. All right, I'm going to take a photo, ladies, because you know that's what I do. Allison, welcome to continuing education. I take photos.
Thank you. Sorry for taking so long to join.
No, I'm so glad you were able to join us. All right, smile, ladies. All right, awesome. All right, well, thanks, ladies. I hope you had a great night and a great day. And if you've got any questions, let me know.
Okay, thanks, Steph.
All right,
Thank
take
you.
care.